never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me, yeah. Wait, I think I'll last a bit longer. Fine.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. It is a Friday, and since it's Friday, let me go ahead and say happy Father's Day weekend to all the fathers out there. I know me personally, I'm so awesome that I was out and about yesterday, and while I was out and about yesterday, I passed by some Father's Day cards, and I almost bought myself one, and I said, no, I'm awesome. We know I'm awesome. I don't need a Father's Day card to prove that I'm awesome, but I almost bought myself a Father's Day card and wrote on the inside of it, Happy Father's Day to the greatest father in the world, myself. But today here on the channel, I'm going to preview another college football team as we head into the 2023 college football season. Now, most of the teams that I've covered so far, most of their games, if not all their games, have been on a Saturday. But today, the team we're going to talk about is a little bit different. They've got some Thursday games and some Friday games. The team we're going to preview today is the Louisville Cardinals. And the reason why I picked them is because I've mentioned here on the channel a few times already this offseason that I think they've upgraded at head coach because their old coach, Scott Satterfield, left to become the new head coach at Cincinnati since Luke Fickell left Cincinnati and went to Wisconsin. Well, in place of Satterfield, Louisville got Jeff Brom, who was the Purdue head coach. Now, Jeff Brom is a phenomenal offensive play caller. He's kind of like another Lincoln Riley. You know, if Jeff Brom calls plays, your offense is going to score 30, 35 points a game without any issues. And Satterfield was just an average coach. He wasn't bad. He was just average on offense, average on defense. So I think Louisville's upgraded. So can they turn it around and get out of being stuck in mediocre purgatory? Let's talk about them, and we'll find out. Not only do they have new head coach Jeff Brom, they also have more than likely a brand new quarterback. It's not official yet, but Jack Plummer, who started his career at Purdue, then transferred to California, has now transferred to Louisville. They also have Brock Doman, who has been the backup quarterback at Louisville since about 2015. He's still there. They have not officially announced who the starter will be, but I believe it's going to be Jack Plummer, no kin to the old quarterback, Jake the Snake Plummer. They open up the season on a Friday night against Georgia Tech. Then they come back the following week and they play on a Thursday night against Murray State. their first Saturday game of the year on September 16th against Indiana. Then they're back in ACC play on the 23rd against Boston College. And they wrap up the month of September back on a Friday night, this time against the Wolfpack of NC State. Opening up the month of October on the 7th against Notre Dame. On the 14th, they play Pittsburgh. They're off in week number 8. Then they come back Halloween weekend, October 28th against Duke. Moving into the month of November, they play Virginia Tech. And then, back on a Thursday night, on the 9th of November, they play the Virginia Cavaliers. Then their final 2 games of the season back on Saturdays, the 18th against the Miami Hurricanes and the 25th against the Kentucky Wildcats. Now, if you follow the channel, you already know my prediction for 2 of these games because I've already went through Georgia Tech's schedule and I said Georgia Tech beats Louisville. And I've already gone through Kentucky's schedule and I said that Louisville beats Kentucky. So those 2 games are already gone through. No point in going through them again, but I say Louisville beats Murray State. They beat Indiana, and they beat Boston College. So after the loss to Georgia Tech, they'll win 3 straight games against Murray State, Indiana, and Boston College. They lose to NC State. They lose to Notre Dame. They'll beat Pittsburgh. I say they beat Duke. They beat Virginia Tech. They beat Virginia. They lose to Miami. And they beat, as I already said, Kentucky. So they'll get wins against Murray State, Indiana, Boston College, Pittsburgh, Duke, Virginia Tech, Virginia, and Kentucky. So that's an 8-4 season, which is about what Louisville does every year. It seems like every year they're stuck somewhere between 6-6 and 8-4. On occasion they'll go 9-3, but hardly ever. But we know they had Malik Cunningham so long at quarterback, he changed his name twice. He went from Malik to Mikael, back to Malik. He's finally gone. I think he's in the local nursing home now. But I still believe that Jack Plummer takes over at quarterback. And 8-4 is not bad for Jeff Brom's first year. If he stays there, I look for them to continuously improve because he's an excellent offensive play caller. It's hard not to win 9 or 10 games a year when you score 30, 35 points a game. Now, there's going to be teams that have more talent than you that you can't stop on defense, so they're going to outscore you. But for the most part, it's hard not to win 8 or 9 games every single year when you're able to score 35, 40 points a game. I looked at their schedule. I had the NC State and Duke games as toss-up games. So if they beat NC State, they'll lose to Duke. If they lose to NC State, they'll beat Duke. But either way, I think they beat Murray State, Indiana, Boston College, Pittsburgh, Virginia Tech, Virginia, and Kentucky for 7 wins. Then they'll split between NC State and Duke and get that 8th win. So again, not a bad season. In his first season at Louisville for Jeff Brom. Any thoughts on this? Please feel free to let me know. Homes for Our Troops is a publicly funded 501c nonprofit organization that builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans. Since the 2004 inception, nearly 90 cents of every dollar spent has gone directly to our program services for veterans. Visit at hfotusa.org. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. I caught my son chewing on an electrical cord, so I had to ground him. He's doing better currently and now conducting himself properly. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.